Jesus says, if you only knew what makes for your peace, as he is about to enter Jerusalem for the last week of his life. As we step back in time, even before creation, we find God in his omniscience perceive every individual of accountable age would sin and fall short. The weight of this sin, this spiritual transgression, is not taken lightly. The wages of sin, as outlined in Romans 6:23, is spiritual death, an eternity in the lake of fire. In this vast sea of foreknowledge, God saw our failings, our shortcomings, and yet he had no pleasure in our demise. Out of this divine concern, a plan was crafted. A plan of salvation, an opportunity to use our free will to have our sins washed away, and his cleansing blood became his eternal purpose. With the stage set even before creation, a promise was about to unfold, a promise that threads through the entire narrative of the Bible. Fast forward to the time of Adam and Eve, the first humans who had transgressed God's law, thereby sinning, just as we do today. They too fell short, succumbing to the allure of the forbidden. Yet in the midst of their downfall, a promise was made, a beacon of hope in the shadows of despair. In Genesis 3:15, a prophecy was spoken. I will put enmity between you, Satan, and the woman, Eve, between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. This declaration was more than just a mere prediction. It was a promise of redemption, a glimmer of hope for humanity. The seed of Eve, a future offspring, would one day strike a crushing blow to Satan, breaking the chains of spiritual bondage. This promise served as a silver thread, weaving its way through the tapestry of time, connecting the past to the future. Indeed, one would come, born of a woman, who would change the course of spiritual bondage. From the promise in Genesis to its fulfillment in Galatians, thousands of years have passed, a time span that seems vast, yet perfectly orchestrated in the grand design of the universe. In Galatians, we see the realization of that original promise as God sends forth his Son, born of a woman, a remarkable event that echoes back through the ages, a beacon of hope and salvation. This birth signifies the profound connection between the prophecy given to Adam and Eve in Genesis and its manifestation in the New Testament. The Son, the seed of the woman, arrives to bruise the serpent's head, to break the chains of spiritual bondage. He arrives to fulfill the promise of Genesis, to bridge the chasm of separation between us and God, to offer a path to peace. The Bible, all 66 books, contribute like a novel to fill in the blanks of this grand narrative. So, what makes for your peace in this present day? As we navigate through the years and hustle and bustle of life, the concept of God working out our peace becomes paramount. Our salvation depends on God actively bringing his plan to fruition. Think of the intricacies of details God wrought about, the rising and falling of nations, a myriad we can't fathom, yet for us he did. This peace, as we've learned, is rooted in the divine plan that unfolded even before the creation. A plan that promised salvation and freedom from the bondage of sin, a promise fulfilled through the sacrifice of the Son, a divine narrative that spans across the ages. Knowing what makes for our peace causes us to acknowledge our shortcomings and embrace the promise of salvation. It's about letting this profound truth wash over us and guide our everyday actions. Do you know what makes for your peace? Of course, you yearn to know more. Stay tuned for a continuation of future episodes, or ask for a free Bible correspondence course or other study methods made available. Just comment below. Please subscribe, as you will not want to miss future continuations.